Welcome back. If you've just resurfaced from a Netflix binge and need a crash course in what the world's been up to, you're in the right place. We're diving into the week's most fascinating, infuriating, and downright bizarre news stories. Think of it as your essential briefing, minus the jargon. From the science of love to political firestorms and even a looming matcha shortage, we've got it all. Buckle up because the world's been busy and not always in a good way. Stick around for a surprising fact at the end that might just change how you see the future. Let's get into it before something else makes this video obsolete. Let's start with love, a feeling so powerful, it's basically a drug. New research confirms falling in love activates the same brain reward pathways as cocaine. That euphoria, obsession, and sleeplessness? It's your dopamine system in overdrive. The ventral tegmental area lights up, making you crave more of that person. Biologically, it's survival dressed up as romance. This explains why we do ridiculous things for love, like pretending to enjoy 3-hour silent films or collecting antique thimbles. Your brain is chasing a high and your partner is the dealer. And when it ends, the withdrawal is real. Breakups feel like losing your main source of a potent natural narcotic. Understanding this could help people navigate heartbreak. It's not just drama, it's neurochemistry. So next time you see a couple lost in each other's eyes, remember, it's not magic, it's a beautiful, messy, and addictive brain event. Every rom-com? Basically a story about two people with a temporary drug problem. If love is an addiction, should first dates come with a warning label? 1 minute you're holding hands, the next you're desperate for another hit of attention. Stay safe out there, romantics. Love is wild, but at least now you know why. On to the next story. For centuries, families wanted sons to carry on the name and inherit the farm. But now, in developed countries, parents increasingly prefer daughters. Girls are outperforming boys academically and are seen as better emotional investments. Daughters are more likely to stay in touch and care for parents in old age, while sons statistically call when they need help or money. This shift is global, even weakening old biases in places like China and India. The implications are huge: fewer sex-selective abortions, more balanced gender ratios, and a re-evaluation of women's roles. Parents are realizing daughters offer stronger emotional bonds and better long-term returns. The disappointment of "it's a girl" is fading fast. In fact, for many, it's now the jackpot. It's a quiet revolution in family dynamics. So, next time you hear "it's a girl," know it's the smart bet. The world is changing, and daughters are leading the way. Let's move on. Now, a political drama straight out of New York. Zahran Mamdani, a Ugandan-born, Harvard-educated activist, just shook up the mayoral race with a strong pro-Palestinian stance. His grassroots campaign energized progressives and signaled a major shift in city politics. Then, Donald Trump jumped in, turning a local race into a national battleground. Suddenly, it's MAGA versus the far left, with Mamdani as the unlikely giant slayer. Trump's attacks made Mamdani a hero to progressives, but also painted a target on his back. Now, he faces opposition from Republicans, moderate Democrats, and pro-Israel groups. The race has become a referendum on international politics, not just city issues. It's messy, consequential, and shows how local politics can ignite global debates. One activist's bold platform has upended the status quo. In New York, anything can happen. And this race proves it. Let's see what's happening across the globe. Next up, Japan. Japan faces two crises: a shrinking, aging population and a looming matcha shortage. The country resists immigration, clinging to cultural homogeneity despite labor shortages and emptying towns. Instead of welcoming newcomers, Japan turns to robots for everything from mascots to elder care. Meanwhile, matcha, the iconic green tea, faces threats from climate change and surging global demand. Rising temperatures hurt tea crops, and traditional farms can't keep up. Prices soar, and cheap imitations flood the market, threatening matcha's reputation. Japan is caught between preserving tradition and adapting to a changing world. A shortage of people and matcha, two existential challenges. It's a quiet crisis, but one with global implications. Will Japan adapt or cling to the past? Only time will tell. Now to the Middle East. In the Middle East, Israel's cabinet has approved a plan for the indefinite occupation of Gaza. The goals: destroy Hamas, demilitarize Gaza, and de-radicalize society. A vague and alarming objective. Even Israeli security experts warn this could spark endless insurgency, cost countless lives, and trap Israel in a quagmire. Hostage rescue becomes nearly impossible, and humanitarian groups warn of catastrophe for over 1 million displaced Palestinians. Critics say it ignores the lessons of Iraq and Afghanistan. Military force alone can't build peace. It's a high-stakes gamble with potentially devastating consequences. Looking ahead, new research predicts that by 2030, nearly half of women aged 25-44 will be single and child-free. The old script, marriage and kids as the default, is being rewritten. Economic pressures, rising education, and shifting values are driving this change. Women are prioritizing careers and personal fulfillment, and the stigma of being single or child-free is fading. This trend will reshape housing, the economy, and politics as single women become a powerful force. The question is no longer, why aren't you married? But, why would you be? It's a quiet revolution, changing society from the ground up. Politicians worry about birth rates, but millions of women are choosing a new path. The future is being shaped by individual choices, not old expectations. It's profound, and it's happening now. Ready for one last fact? Let's wrap up. That's our whirlwind tour of a world in flux. Which story surprised you most? Let me know in the comments. If you want more news without the doom scroll, hit subscribe. And here's that fact. The world's quietest room is so silent, you can hear your own heartbeat. And most people can't last more than 45 minutes inside. Sweet dreams! See you next week.